Hello, guys, and welcome to Mentoring Mondays. This week we will learn a new job together, so I can show you probably my favorite method of learning a new job. This can be helpful in many different situations. Once when you are actually unlocking a new job, and while some of them, like originally the astrologian, starting at a quite low level, so you should be fine to go into any relevant content for you on level 30. The newer jobs like Viper and Pictomancer, they start on level 80, which is quite a hard time to get into a job, especially if you are playing a role which you haven't played before. So if Viper is your first melee DPS, getting a level 80 character and not knowing what to do with it can be a bit overwhelming. So this is a method I like to use when I'm doing a new job, and actually this is what I did when I started playing Viper and Pictomancer in Dawn Trail. But it's also good if we get a major job rework, like we did now with Astrologian or we did with Summoner in Endwalker. And it can be also useful if you haven't played for a long time and you want to get back into the content, because I started playing in the end of Realm Reborn during the patches. Then I had to go away for a few years and I came back to that game during Shadowbringers, and I opened my Summoner and Scholar, and half of my hotbar was full of crossed out skills which were not in the game anymore, and I was completely lost. Because my partner started playing with me at that time as well, I decided to just completely start a new character together with him. But if I was to pick up my original character and get back to the progress where she was at the time, this is what I should have been doing. So I have a few tools open here already. One is my macro list, because we will see how many of the original astrologian macros I have can be used. Let me just move this window up there so you can actually see it from the chat. There we go. And I also have my actions tab open here. What I have left on my hotbar is the role actions. I suggest that you check out these actions first when learning a new job, because these will be the actions which are there for every similar job. So in this case, every healer will have these skills, so it's best to get familiar with them. I also have an ether kit here because that's a must for healers in case you need to rest too much and run out of mana. So let's go through these skills in case you are new to playing a healer. Repose is basically a sleep. This is not really used anymore, apart from some very specific raid situations. To my knowledge, currently there's one content where people still use it, which is the Baldazion Arsenal raid in Eureka. So if you want to remove something from your hotbar, probably this is the skill you are not going to miss, but I have it there for every healer. Then we have Eshuna, which is very important. I will show you some of the debuffs which can be removed by Eshuna, like poison, the slow debuff what people can get, and also one type of doom can be removed. Then we have lucid dreaming, which is restoring the mana, and I promised you last time that I will move that notification window so you can actually see it from the chat, but clearly I forgot that. So let's do this now. I will move it somewhere where it won't bother you. Okay, I think it will be fine here. let's try that again. Yeah, you can see it better now. That's good. So pretty much use this on cooldown and you won't have any mana issues. Then we have Swiftcast, which will make any skill spell into an instacast. This is most useful with race, but you can also use it if you very quickly have to heal your party. If you are a raider, you will be using it for DPS grid, but we are not here for that today. Then we have Swiftcast, which is the knockback immunity for the healers and casters. So I like to have this on the same place on my hotbar where I have the knockback immunity for every job. And I suggest you to do this if there are any skills which are present across the different jobs, then put them on the same place on your hotbar, because you will remember and you will press it without thinking. This is what we call muscle memory, and pretty much learning a job is all about muscle memory. So you will get to the point where you can play the job without looking at your hotbar. Then we have rescue, which is, according to some people, mostly important for memes where you rescue your friends into an AoE and watch them take damage or die, or you can use it to actually save people. I prefer to use it for this use, so let's keep it that way. And then we can actually look at our skills. So one of my main jobs is Scholar. I'm a Scholar and Summoner main, so I'm fairly confident with all other healers apart from Astrologian. We didn't have a good time together because when I leveled it up, I didn't know much about the game and especially about high-end content and raiding yet, and then I was thrown into a raid as an Astrologian and it didn't go well. It actually left me so traumatized that I couldn't touch the job in simple dungeons as well. I tried it a few times where my partner came with me as tank, and I felt awful because he died, and that wouldn't happen when I played another healer. So this expansion, I set it as a goal to learn Astrologian because, come on girl, you are fine with other 3 healers, you can do this. So let's go on this journey together and try to be friends with Astrologian. What we will do, we will go through the skills one by one, read what they do, and when we are at a level where we think that it's time to put this knowledge into practice, we will go into a dungeon. You can do this with players, so you can sign up for that dungeon and do it with other players. Or what we will be doing today first, we'll be using the duty support and trust system. Mostly because I don't want to kill people in dungeons while I'm learning the skills, but when I get comfortable with a certain level, then probably we will go and try it on players as well, because the NPCs are actually fairly good at the game. So it's always more challenging to heal people who are not comfortable with mechanics, who are healing or tanking for the first time, DPS thing in AoEs. So just because you can heal in a trust dungeon, that doesn't mean that you will be able to heal our party. So let's have a look at the skills. Malefic is dealing damage to single target, so this is our main DPS skill. I will put it where most of my DPS skills are. Now, this is something what you will notice, that there are a few skills which get upgraded at certain levels. So I put the basic level Malefic on the hotbar, but it's actually showing the upgraded version. But when we go into our levels in duty, it will get the small one. So Astrologian has a lot of GCD heals, so these will be the main tools, even though we will try to learn and not cast as many GCD heals but use the other toolkits. But at the beginning, this is what we will have. So we have Benefic with a 500 cure potency, and it also have a 15% chance that the next Benefic 2 will restore critical HP. Now, this is something what is not necessarily worth fishing for. So if you use Benefic and you accidentally get the proc for Benefic 2, that's a nice bonus, but basically manage your mana and resources fine. So if you need Benefic, you use this small heal. So if you need a small heal, then you use Benefic for less mana. If the tank is already done quite a lot, then it's best to just cast Benefic 2 straight away. So let's put Benefic 1 on the hotbar. This is where I have GCD heals on both my Scholar and my White Mage. So hopefully that will help me. Combust is the dot. Now that's where I usually have the dot, the damage over time skill. Then we have Lightspeed. Lightspeed is something very cool on Astro because it will reduce your it will make your spells into instacast. So you can use this during the phases where you need to put out a lot of the OGCD skills like your cards, or when instant healing is really needed. But it won't make a raise instacast because it's technically just reducing the cast time by 2.5 seconds, which means instacast for most spells except raise. Otherwise we would be a res mage. Up here I like to have skills which are like long cooldowns or important skills, so I can just easily see them and press them. Then we have Helios, which is our first party heal. This is where I have my party and AoE skills usually, so I will put it on the second slot because usually I have the higher option on the side, but please arrange your hotbars according to your taste and your liking, your preference. I'm happy to give some recommendations and you will see now how I usually build mine, but usually if you look at any other person's hotbar, you will be staring at it for minutes and like, what the hell is this? Especially on controller, you need to think about if you are using that skill very often, are you going to use it while you need to run? So think about accessibility and how often you have to use that skill when you are placing it on the hotbar. Okay, our next one is Ascent, which is the resurrection for Astrologian. We already have the macro for this on the hotbar. I will show you the macro. So I have two versions of it. One is the basically auto raise, where I set a priority and the macro will go through the party and pick up the first person who is KO'd from the list according to my number preference. And it will also put a message in the chat that I'm raising someone. The other one is a single target one. So if I definitely want to be sure that I'm picking up the right person and not picking up the same person as the other healer, then I'm using this one. And this will also put the target's name into the chat. So this is very useful when there are multiple people down and you want to communicate with your co-healer who is picking up which person. But the other one is basically a priority for the other healer, tank, the caster in the last slot. So if it's a red mage or summoner, then hopefully they will help with raising, and then the other DPS. Okay, let's look at the next skill, which is Essential Dignity. This one is an OGCD heal, so one of the big heals what Astrologian has, and it starts from a 400 potency, so a little lower than the benefic potency, but the potency will increase the lower the target's HP is, and the maximum potency, so the 900 potency, you get that when the person's HP is at 30% or lower. So basically you can let the tank drop down to 1/3 of his HP, and then you will get the highest potency out of this skill. And on higher level it has 2 charges, but when we go into our first dungeon it will only have 1. I will put this one here. Actually, I do have a macro for this, so I will use the macro. And what my macro does is that it works on mouse over target. So I can just, instead of selecting the person in the party list, I can just point at them and use the spell, and then it will be used. So I don't need to target out from the boss, or while I'm healing one person with a GCD heal, I can use this on someone else. Okay, and there is Benefic 2. I will actually show you how big is a chance for this to proc. So let's start casting the normal Benefic. That was very lucky because it procced for the first time. This like never happens. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it takes 8 casts to get this proc again. If you are just fishing for that crit heal proc, it's not worth it. I always say decide based on how much mana you have and how much healing the person needs, because a lot of the time just using Benefic 2 is fine. You can let them drop down a bit lower because this is an 800 potency spell, so it's healing almost as much as Essential Dignity on its full potential, which is quite a lot. But if you need a quick heal on someone and you are low on mana, then using Benefic 1 is perfectly fine. And it's definitely worth having both of them on the hotbar, because you can be thrown into a smaller level dungeon and then you do need that Benefic 1 to heal people. Okay, so these are just the basic heals. And on level 30, where you get the Astrologian, that's where you get the draws. I say, because need to get familiar with the job, let's go into below level 30 dungeon first to get familiar with these basic healing skills, and then we will have a look at the cards, because it's a healer, its main job is to heal people, and then we can focus on the other buffs and everything else. So we will go into duty support and go for a small level dungeon. So we can go for the Haukemanor. That's a fairly common dungeon in roulette anyway, and it can be tricky if someone makes a mistake. So let's see how well our little support party is going to do in this dungeon. Okay. Oh, it actually sinks me down to level 31, so I do have cards. Hey! I didn't think that would happen. I'm guessing we are looking at cards then? Not going to chicken out since I'm here already. Okay, so this is the draw, which is on a 1 minute cooldown, or almost 1 minute. It restores some MP. Oh, that's good. And it will... Oh, thank you for the follow. I hope you are enjoying your time. We are learning astrology and today. Hopefully I won't be too bad with it. Okay, so where should I put the draw button? I will put it here because this one is also a spot I can reach fairly easy. And then let's look at these play buttons. What do they do? Because I have the feeling that for these ones I will have to write some macros so I can use the mouse over stuff for them as well. Okay, what does the first one do? Okay, so it depends on which draw we will be using, because there's astral draw, which will draw the balance, the spire. Oh, this will draw either the balance or the spire depending on which draw we are doing. And it's interesting because we're actually starting with umbra draw. Okay, let's have a look further down the line. Okay, so or is it because I already have 3 cards drawn? Ah, I have 3 cards drawn already. So what does the balance do? The balance increases damage dealt by a party member or self by 6% if melee is DPS or tank. Okay, so this is the draw which I will have to put on a DPS. And this was my original draw macro. So what I will put here as name is that this is DPS and it will be the action play 1. So I will also want it to be with the title, with the icon play 1, and I will copy these sections. The reason why I'm putting it there more is because there can be some delay to the skills. So this way it's sure that when you press it once, it will actually happen. Okay, I did that right, so I can see that there's the card, and now I need to find a good place for these cards to go. What I will try for now is to put them here, and we will see how that one goes. I might need to change these things a little bit, but for now that's where they are going. Let's look at the second card, which is the arrow. What does the arrow do? This one increases HP recovery via healing actions for a party member or self. Most of the time this will go on the tank, and it's actually nice that the icon is blue, so that might help a lot, since balance is more like a red one, so that goes on the DPS, and then the arrow will go on a tank. Okay, what we can do, we can copy this macro and do a new one. I will just call it tank, and this will be play 2. So I need to change these and add in the name of this one. Okay, so now we have the second one, which is most likely going on the tank. And let's see the third one. So the third one is the spire. What does the spire do? So this is also a barrier. What's the difference between them? Okay, the first one is increasing the HP recovery, so they will get bigger heals. And the second one is actually a shield. Okay. Let's put this one out on the bar as well. I think my big problem with the Astro was always how to place all these cards where I can reach them easily. We will try this and see how that goes. But since we get the other draw as well, I want to see what those cards give to make sure that I have the right order. So there, the first one is the spear, which is increasing the DPS for a ranged DPS or a healer. Okay. Then the second one is a shield, so that goes on the tank. And the third one is a regen heal. Okay. Let's have a go and hope that this guy here doesn't die. I will put him on focus target, so even when I'm targeting a mob, it will be easy to put heals on him. Alright. We need to go into this room for a key, so let's get the lady from there. Don't have AoE at this moment yet. So I should put one of these cards on the Lancer. And I pulled in the other lady. This is starting good. Let's put a shield on this tank. Okay, I will do my instacast and try to draw the next amount of cards. Can I use these in different order? Oh, I can. That's nice. So I don't have to use them in the set order. I can use them in any order I want. That's good to know. And this is where we can use Asuna on the tank. When there is this little blue line on a debuff, it means that you can use Asuna on it. Okay. Go on, tank. It's a bit funny that I have to pull them. And it's not the tank pulling them. The later trusts are a lot better at this. Okay, let's pull our next cards. And now I will put the shield on the tank first. Oh, that's nice. And I can actually hold on to the skills until I actually need them. So I can put the one which is increasing the healing for the tank when I'm actually going to heal them. We'll try to let the tank drop down a little bit and then use the essential dignity on him. But that was quite a big heal, 552. Just for reference, 360 for the normal benefit and 581 for benefit 2. Okay, we can pull our cards again. So let's get this lady, because otherwise I'm afraid that she's going to attack us. I put a healing over time on the tank now, and I will hold on to my other cards until I actually need them. Okay, let's put one on the DPS. And put a shield on the tank. And we use Asuna. We can use another small heal. Another useful thing you can do as a healer to put a dot on each of the mobs, so they will die a bit faster there. I will try to use Essential Dignity as much as possible, so I let the tank drop quite a bit, and then he almost healed up to full. I will keep that shield for the next big pull. I think what is confusing for me that the shield from the two different draws, they are not on the same slot. We actually need to go into this room and use the key we picked up earlier. Okay, let's get this lady. And I put a shield on the tank. And put a card on the Lancer for DPS. Get that poison off the tank. And pick up the key, because we can't go anywhere without the key. There's only a chest in that one, so we don't need to go in there. And let's get this slot here. I put a card on him so he will get bigger healing, but for that to work I actually kinda need to heal him. And let's give a card to the Thaumaturge and give damage over time, heal over time to the tank, and still holding on to that shield. We'll see when we actually need to use that shield. Okay, let's use the shield now. Esuna. Okay, it's not bad on this level. Not too many things to do yet. Just I need to learn which card is which. Another shield on the tank. And put the healing over time. Lot of poison this guy getting. Okay, we have a damaging card left for the Thaumaturge for this group here. So let's start with that to give them the card. You don't actually have to look away from this one because it's only targeted in that cone in front of it, so if you are behind the mob then you are fine. Okay, let me actually check my skills. No, I still don't have AoE here. I only have AoE on level 45 or 90. So, time for the boss. Let's draw cards. And let's pull this guy. Put the heal over time on the tank. Then when that's over, then I will put the shield on him. See how that works. Probably I shouldn't be using all cards straight after the draw, but it came in handy now, so I just decided to throw them all out at the beginning. I think when we are done with this first run, I will try the same dungeon with people. So see how it goes when I have to heal a tank who might pull half of the dungeon at once. Or maybe we will do that with a one level higher dungeon. Okay, so we got the key. We can go down to the basement. I can pull my cards. It was quite nice though that it already pulled the first 3 cards when I got into the dungeon. This is where players usually just hop down, but I'm trying to come from this way, so at least I see what I'm pulling. Okay, let's put this shield on the tank first. And then get him pull the mobs. Oh, they are coming up here. This This was fun. Didn't think that they would come up here. Let's give that heal over time to the tank. And what I said about putting the dot on all the mobs. I think I'm fairly comfortable with where the buttons are at the moment. Put the shield on the tank. And I still have my healing overtime card for the next lot. Okay, let's pull that lady. If you are playing a tank or a melee DPS, you can kick her when she's doing the big AoE, but I think we will just kill her before. Yeah, nice. Okay, there's the next group. And that actually healed up the tank quite nicely. Put a shield on them as well. And I think I will also use the heal over time and see how good that heals. It actually ticks quite a lot. That's a quite potent heal. I like that. But this is the spot where usually tanks would pull two groups. Okay. We can get keys from here if we want, but we don't need those. They are only needed if you want to unlock the other cells for some loot. Here's the next group. Give the tank a shield. This is the thing which he should be knocking and not running away from it, but that's NPCs for you. The poison is good if you can assume, but you don't always have a chance for it, and sometimes it's just better if you stick to healing. The next one, and the rest of this pool the heal over time will do. And the cards are the only thing which you need to learn which one is which, and it will come with muscle memory how you use them. But basically the first card, that's always a DPS, and the other two go on the tank, so don't really matter in which order you use them. There is an ideal order, but just slap them on the tank basically. Give this Lancer another card. I'm definitely not using the light speed enough, but I should. Because if I use light speed more often, then it's easier to throw the cards out on the people. now we have the key and we can go into the boss. We want to hit the jester first. Oh, the Traumaters decided to use the limit break, alright. Just put that heal over time card on the tank so I can get the DPS cards out. Traumaturgy is greeting that the all the cards out. They are not really doing this in the order how it's meant to be. Ah well, he's the tank, so I will hit what he's hitting. Jester is the more dangerous one from here, so usually that's what you will kill first. Okay. Now we are going for the lady. It's just one mob and then the boss. They changed this boss a lot since the first time. Okay, go on, Lancer. Okay, so I'm actually looking at it now, but because I was outside of the cone AoE range, it did nothing to me. Okay, time for the lady. Okay. Shield on the tank, the Thaumaturge got the damage card. Look away now. This is a whole room AoE. Damage card on the Lancer. Kill the Handmaiden. Okay, we have to look away here. Shield on the tank, right in time for the tank buster. And see, this is a single target not cleaving tank buster. That's why the Lancer didn't take any damage when he was standing on top of the tank. Okay, give a damage boost to the Thaumaturge. walk away. Give a shield to the tank, and when he drops a little bit in the HP, then I will use the healing card for him. Let's put a healing card on him now. Not that he needs it, but hey, I can just DPS. That's another tank buster, but I don't have the card for it now, and I don't even need it. Got some tiny bit of XP from the small dungeon. Okay, let's have a look at the next spell. So the next one is Aspected Benefit, which is a region. Don't get anything else here. No, we don't get nothing else here until level 70. Okay. Let me check if I got the cards right. And that's for melee DPS or tank. That's the increased HP recovery, and that's a shield. That's for range DPS or healer. That's a shield. And that one is healing over time. Okay, so the blue ones are either healing over time or increasing the healing potency, and the yellow and green are shield. Okay. So we only got one extra spell. What about we do the next dungeon with actual people? So what is my skill limit? I don't want to get to level 40, just want to stay at 34-ish. Okay. Sunken Temple of Khan, that can be a tricky one. So let's go with that one. And see how is it to heal an actual tank. Who will probably pull everything what he sees. Hello. Okay, it's definitely running ahead. Running out of my healing range, I can't heal through the wall. Oh my god. See, this is what I said when healing people is not necessarily an easy one. Yeah, he really made me run for my money here. Oh dear. This wasn't easy. And he's already running. Why? Okay, we have 2 fizz range, but I'm still a caster, so let's put a shield on him and hope for the best, I guess. Yeah, this is what you don't do while tanking. Please, don't drag the mobs. It's not good for anyone, especially not for your casters and healers. Need to kill the Vespis first. Okay, now we get a Doom, and we need to go on the glowing platform to cleanse the Doom. And he's already running to the door, like, why? Why, person, please? Here's a region, please don't die on me. Give a card to the dancer this time. Throw a shield on that tank, hopefully. Oh my. Yeah, he's trying to go fast, but actually it's just slowing us down by running around recklessly. It's perfectly fine to pull two groups. That's not a problem. Just stay put then until that group is finished. No point to pull them to the door. It's not going to die any faster. Let's give him a shield. Give him a healing enhancement and put a regen on him. Hopefully that will be enough. No cards yet, so it's just damaging the boss. Use the damage overtime for the dancer there. The heal overtime. I always say the wrong one, but you know what I mean. Regen on the dancer from the cards. That's the word I was looking for. The regen on the tank and hope that he doesn't die. Throw some dots on the mobs as we are running. He's out of my healing range again. Here's a shield, my dude. Damage boost for him as well, and probably I will need my light speed. He's not a bad tank because he knows how to tank, just impatient, extremely impatient. And if I was a completely newbie healer, I'm not sure that I would have been able to heal his pulls. You need to kill these things on top of that square. This is why I love Sage and now White Mage with that new dashy thing. Really hard to keep up with this guy. Now we didn't do the scale, so we need to deal with the monsters. Let's give him a region. Well, it was definitely a fast run. I will go to the side and do the job the healers are usually doing. That's not where you are pulling that mob, my dude. But never mind. The healer is usually pulling that mob over here, so it dies on that platform and it doesn't come back yet, but he provoked it, so it will keep coming back. Let's do an AoE here. And already left without saying hello or thank you or anything. That wasn't a very nice run, I have to say. Got a commendation from someone, but oh. Okay. Let's see what is our next spell. So we have Aspected Helios, which is the party region on level 40. That's nice. Then we have AoE attack finally at level 45. And on 46 I would get the enhanced version of the dot. So let's look for a dungeon at 45 so I can actually have AoE, and we'll go there again with the duty support. If I can, because they don't do the custom dungeons, like the not mandatory dungeons. By the looks of it, we will have to try a Zemael Darkhold with people. Okay, let's try that. Fun times. Okay, let's see how this goes. Someone didn't want to come. this was the dungeon which was originally giving me very hard time in Realm Reborn, because I didn't know that I was meant to be dealing damage as a healer. So when we stand in those blue crystals where you don't really take any damage, I was just standing there waiting for the tank to get damage, and the party was yelling at me to do something and I didn't understand what was their problem. Okay, at least we have 2 DPS now, so I can give them cards. Okay. Give the ninja a card. I will use a swift cast heal here. Let's get into the blue bit. Do another heal. I just threw my remaining cards at the tank, but doesn't look like he necessarily needs them. We'll see how it goes at the next wall. Give the ninja my damage over time, or heal over time, again. Hello brain, speaking is difficult. I am standing in AoE, but got that portal unlocked, so fine by me. Trying to outrun the boss. I think we managed. Okay, this one is going fairly alright. Give the ninja some damage buff. Give the tank a shield, that doesn't hurt. And some damage buff for the dancer. Don't think we need that here, but I think it's better to have it. Put the shield on the tank, but I keeping the heal over time. Okay, can we actually kill it before the crystal fades? That would be cool. Yes, we did. Nice. Didn't have to move. That was a very fast run. They are waiting for me while I'm looting, I hope. Not really. Here's a regen, please don't die on me. Well, at least he didn't pull the entire room, so That's something. Let's give him a shield, if I can. That little shield on him is another stuff I can assume now. Definitely not as comfortable with my healing as I am on Scholar, but I'm getting there. Here's a shield. Okay, that healing over time card, that's actually quite powerful. It's not bad at all. Boss is coming in a second. Give him a shield that never hurts, and the region for the party. As we get rocks thrown at us. No one is opening treasure coffers these days. Gave him a shield and a damage boost to the dancer. Don't like to be the Halo you can go healer, but I feel like sometimes that's just how Astro works. Okay, let's stand in here, give us a regen so we don't die. Give us another regen. The last bull can be quite a nasty one in this dungeon. Let's see what we do with that. Not well if the tank is like going behind the wall because I can't heal them. I like to have the focus target on the tank because then his name appears on top of the mobs, so it's a lot easier to target back and forth. Probably I shouldn't have stood there. Give the healing over time to the ninja this time. Needs it more than the tank. And we'll give a shield to the tank. Just in time before the big attack. And let's do a party region so the ninja gets something as well. And the last crystal. Ninja got a good damage boost, the tank got the shield. To heal the DPS more than the tank. Okay, this was a lot better than the previous dungeon. This tank was actually okay, but I can't give a comb because they left. Oh well. If people don't want my comb, then I can't really give one. Okay, let's see what is the next spell we have. Oh, Sinestry. And we also have Divination. Okay, where were my macros? No, Divination will definitely go there because that's where I usually have my party buffs. Okay, Sinestry. I have a macro for Sinestry. Let's try to put it there. Because that's again a fairly important skill, but we'll see if it stays there or I will put it somewhere else. Okay. So basically, whoever you put Sinestry on, if you cast a single heal on yourself or someone else in the party, then they will get healed as well. So like if a tank and the DPS gets hit, you can put this on the DPS, and while you are healing the tank, they also get the heal. But it also works to double, like enhance the heal on the tank, so he will get more heals from the original heal you cast on them. And this is definitely a skill I'm not using often enough. And then we also have Divination, which is a buff, 6% damage buff for the party. Okay, let's try a dungeon, but it might be with duty support first, so I can actually test properly this Sinestry one. Okay, what do we have here? We have Snow Cloak and we have Keeper of the Lake. Let's do Keeper of the Lake with these guys. There are a lot of not mandatory level 50 dungeons, but I think this one will do for a first try to get more used to this level 50 skill set. Okay, Are you going to charge on them? Yes, good boy. And this is definitely one of those bits where I should be using light speed a lot more often. I could get both of my cards, damaging cards, out on the 2 DPS. This would be more interesting with a tank actually pulling the two groups here. Let's give him a shield to start with. And I will try this Sinistry. Okay. They are hitting us quite a lot, dear tank. It's really making me work. Give him a shield. Keep my buff now for the boss because it's almost there. Let's try to do some sort of opener for the boss. If the tank lets me. My card macros still don't seem to work entirely. Sometimes I have to press them twice to get on the target. And that's something I have to work on. Ow! Never mind. Doesn't really take any damage. And that's okay, let's heal myself and then see if the tank gets healed. Doesn't show if he would get healed, so I'm not sure if this Sinistry works fine or I'm not doing something right. Or maybe they are just not showing the extra heal. Don't know. I need to do some more testing with that one. Which way do we go? This way. If you are lost, always look for the chest. That's where you have to go. still had the heal over time card, so that's what the tank is getting for this pull. That's paralysis, you can assume of them. And there is a key somewhere like this. Haven't actually got this dungeon in a very long time in the roulette, so thought it would be nice to come here. But again, it's one of those dungeons where okay, I put Sinastri on the Dramaturge now. Okay, it did work. I healed the tank and the DPS got a heal as well. Okay. We actually need to do the field generator there to free the big guy. A lot of the times I feel like the heal boost or the heal over time card is not always needed. So it just slap on the tank anyway, it won't hurt. While they are hitting this group, I will try to do the field generator to free the big guy. Let's see what they are doing then. Okay, there we go, big guy is free. Hopefully the tank will pick him up. And this Sinastri is definitely something but I have to practice with people with big pulls because the NPCs are just not pulling enough. Dramaturge is using the LB straight away. But the tank was nicely standing outside from the flamethrower. Which a lot of people don't do because they don't know that they can. Finish the ads first. The big problem with these guys is that they are not AoEing, they just choose single target. damage is often a lot lower than it would be if you went with players. Give the tank another shield. Okay, one more boss left. Probably we will have time to do one more dungeon or trial after this one. And we'll try to pull some more mobs for him. Maybe I get to practice the synergy now. He's not really taking damage. Well, I tried. I'll try to pull some more for him again. See how that goes. And I put the wrong card on the wrong person. He can handle the big book quite well. And it's definitely more healing for me to do. Alright, let's do the final boss. Got my cards, let's go. Good, they moved out from the OE. I was worried for a moment that they won't. And they are already moving in for the next one. Cheeky. Yeah, it's actually fine here. Did these guys keep script or what? Yeah, this dungeon with the NPCs is not that bad. I definitely need to try a level 50 dungeon with people. So we might sign up for one and finish with another level 50 dungeon. see the boss casting something, then I will just cast a heal. It won't hurt. I don't think that I have the bubble here yet. She need to go to the back now, yeah? Give another shield to the tank, just in time for the tank buster. Not taking that much damage though, so that's quite good. We are fine here. Non-dragoon limit break? No? No, he doesn't want to limit break. Okay, the Lancer left me with the limit break. Let's do one more dungeon. So actually I will select a level 50 dungeon and we will go there with NPCs. We could technically also do a 51, I think. Yeah, because I don't get new skill until 54. Let's do... Yeah, I will throw in some higher level dungeons as well. The Porkeep, Wanderer's Palace Heart. Which one should we go for? Okay, that's 5 level 50 dungeons, and it actually got the highest level one. So we are going to Shamala. We'll see how it is to heal an actual tank. And hopefully we don't die. Okay, got cards pulled, which is good. Let's put the regen and the shield on the tank. Put the card on the... I will try a Sinastri. Which was a good idea. Yeah, tank definitely needs a bit more mitigations here, but at least I got to practice the Sinastri. I think since the cards, only one of them is a DPS card, is a bit easier to manage them, because the others you are putting on the tank anyway. So it feels less busy and less chaotic. But during that first pull, that synastry was actually very needed. Oh, that's not what I wanted to hit, but never mind. Let's put another shield on the tank. Give a Viper some damage boost. I could have saved these for the boss, but actually in the dungeons the groups are harder to manage. So I would use all the big things on the pole, and the boss doesn't matter that much. Playing the best healer, I'm trying to play the best healer. I'm not as good as you are though. I'm still learning what I'm doing. I think I'm meant to be killing the ads here, but no one is really killing the ads. Never mind. Oh, people got level up nice. Let's leave them the loot. I don't need this low level loot. Okay, Viper is not here yet. Let's see if the tank pulls or not. Pulls. Okay. Shield. Viper was late, but I will give him a card so he can kick the dragon. What is it with tanks dragging the mobs these days? Oh dear. Here's the shield. Keep that shield for the boss. Okay, time for light speed if they want me to cast on the run. Here's a region. Here's a shield. This double weaving doesn't go well with me. Don't think it works very well with the macros. This would be a good time to put a shield on myself. But okay, new cards. One day I will learn which card does what. Keep putting the melee one on the ranged DPS. This I learned that the green one and the yellow one are shields. Keeping the buff for the boss now. No point to use it now. Got the new cards. Buff and light speed is ready. Let's kill the last boss. See how well that hot will heal the tank. It's quite a nice heal. Like that. Put the meteor on the side. Why always me? Should be hitting the wings now. should be taking my stuff away. Okay, that was actually fine. No near-death experiences, I hope. Maybe slowly I'm starting to learn this thing. I got a comb, so someone told that it was fine. Okay. Kind of feel like to close. I want to try trial. How does that one go? Do that one. Which level 50 trial do we want? This is always a fun one. Shiva. Let's try this. For funsies, I actually put Odin in there as well. In case anyone wants to do Odin, then we will be in for a surprise. No, we are going for Ravana. Okay. This is the last one for today. Just I want to try some 8-man content to see how that goes. Okay, we have our main tank. Give the monk a buff. And the tank a shield. Running around like a headless chicken. Let's give the tank a shield that never hurts. Idiots. Yeah, we still got the regen. Nice. And no thanks, I don't want to rejoice. Okay, that was quite nice. Lot of cards to throw on different people. And that will be it for today. So next week I'm still around and we will carry on with learning Astro again. So we will do some more Heavensward and maybe Stormblood content. And the week after there won't be stream because I will be away to a sunny beach. But thank you for joining today, guys, and hope you learned a few things with me from healing. And see you next week. Bye bye.